So Arve is a beautiful Norwegian trumpeter, and he played on my last record, and he's just absolutely genius. I love him. He's just got the most beautiful sound. It's really breathy, and he plays. You can't. Sometimes it sounds like a flute. It sounds because it's so breathy, but I don't generally like the flute. But I really love his trumpet style. It's just beautiful. So we came down with actually his son came in as well, and he sat around, and yeah. So I got him to play a few parts and got him to just try all kinds of stuff. And my favourite thing that he did was this, which is just him going around on the valves, not actually playing a note, just going. Which I love. It's really eerie. It's great. But that's all Arve. And just like panned crazy left and right all over. I like using the, I'm sure I have I? I've used this Enigma. Just throw it around a bit. I like the Enigma, just gives things a nice space. But they're just... Whoa. This is all Arve, but all messed with by Heapster. Even that thing, that's Arve. But that again, that's just down to my laziness. I'm like, I need something that goes... So I'm just going to find something, a little bit of, you know, breath noise that he made and send it through something else, and then I'll make it, which is with him, because I can't be bothered to go into Logic and make that sound or set up any new recordings. So a lot of my sounds are very economic, because I, you know, I'll just go into Arve's tracks and go, okay, that little T sound that when he was describing something to me and he used the letter T, I'll just take that. So the trumpet is really, there's loads of trumpet in this. That's just to follow the whirly. That's him just... It takes a very long time to edit all of this together. But it's so satisfying when you finished it. Just to know that it was just one trumpet. I did all of that. It's great. Yeah. So all those sounds are Arve. And that probably took me about 3 days to piece all those together. And then what have we got here? What's that? Oh, that's something a lead vocally thing. No, that's Arve. Which is going through auto-tune, don't tell anyone. Because he doesn't need it, but, you know, there we go. Okay, so what have we got here? So that's Whirlies and Thunders, we've done that. We've done all the drums. Pretty much done everything, actually. Oh no, I know what we haven't done. When I got this for Christmas. Okay. And I was like, what is this? My sister bought it for me and I couldn't figure it out. I was like, you know, what does it do? It's kind of like, you know, could not figure it out. It's just like, And then eventually I was online and I saw somebody playing something like this and I was looking at it going, that really looks like that thing my sister bought me. And then I realised it's a dual harp. So... Okay, so I bought one and then I bought loads more. I've got a big daddy one over there, but this is the one I use for this. So I recorded in the dual harp because I love the idea that in this kind of dark, you know, dark song that has all this kind of tension in it, is actually the main kind of sound is actually this tiny little piddly thing. Just again, kind of squeezed out everything I could possibly get out of it. So I'll play you my little dual harp thing. What is it? No. Piano. Low ooze. Dual harp. Okay, so this this was many tracks of dual harps, but as with, I'm sure you will find, even with all our technology, we still run out of tracks and space and memory space and RAM and stuff. So I bounced it down to this because I knew I wasn't going to change it. So. I had this huge long reverb on it with like you know, just a ramped up kind of gate that I just did on the volume rides, and then I left it just while I just pressed stop, and it did this, and you can hear there's like some harmonics. So to get the harmonics out of it, I just went into, I think it was Q, yeah, Q, something like this, and then just drew in like severe, you know, like that kind of thing, drew in those, and then automated them to play the notes that I wanted, so that you'd bring out those frequencies, and that's what you hear, the high things that you hear. So, yeah, so that's the dual harp. So in that section of the song, which is the kind of quiet moment after the middle eight. It's just dual harp. And then it gets reversed. That's my favourite bit of the song, when it does that, because it just gets really, really small, like it's going into a little point, and then it just goes poof. I love it, it's great. I spent a very long time on that bit. But yeah, it was really just, again, it's like those lovely happy accidents that happen when you've just pressed stop, and something, it does this thing on its own, and you're like, oh my god, that's got to be, you know, that section. And it's not something I planned. It's just sometimes you just got to listen to what it's doing, and the little things that you didn't plan for it to do, and just capture them. And that's the fun bit in it, because it's like it's talking to you. So yeah, the dual harp's there, and then what else? We've got other little sounds. I'll just pull up everything that's not, you know, anything we've talked about now, and see what we've got left. What's this? Sounds like that, so that's a Nord. It looks like it's got not really much going on in it actually. It looks like it's just slightly shifting the sense, like slightly, so it's just a little bit dissonant on the bass. Go.
That's kind of mirroring what the harp was doing.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's giving it like a bit of... Yeah. So that's just, yeah, it's not got much going on in that. Again, oh, see, little gremlins. Gremlins is what happens with the D2. Has anyone else experienced this? It does that, it doesn't save. If you go out and come back in, it has this little gremlin where the right side doesn't do what the left side does. You have to go in and manually do what they tell them to do, what they're told. And then it's fine. So yeah, so that's the bass. And again, I have no idea how I made it like that. But it probably would have been, let me just go through some plugins and see if I can figure out what it might have been. I mean, I really love sci-fi actually, and I like Mooga Fuga. I use a lot of Mondo Mod just to mess things up a little. I love lo-fi and rectify. I just love all those like really simple things that just come I can just get so much out of them. So I tend to just go, again because I'm lazy, I just go to those kinds of plugins. Nothing too crazy. So that's the Nord in there. And what's this? Oh, that just sounds like low whirly. And what's this? Oh, these are the organs. Okay. Probably used either the B3, is it called? Is that the organy thing? Yeah. B3 or probably just again Ultimate Sound Bank kind of, you know, keyboards section that it has. I really like actually a lot of their stuff. I think it's great because it's not very expensive and you get loads for your money. So I really like their stuff. Okay, so that's the organ. We've just got Metaflanger, Enigma, some EQ, but again it probably had like the Vox, what's it called? The modulating thing. Yeah, that probably had that on it. Or something. At some point. I'm just a bit rubbish when it comes to remembering how I do things. Sorry about that. Anyway, what have we got here? What's this? What's this? Again, just more organs. It's never just one sound. There's always like 5 sounds that go into making one sound to make it sound like one sound. So this is all the organs together. Oh, what's this sound which I really like? And that's probably just done something like Verify. Just played with quite a few times. Or I might have done that in Logic, I can't remember. But I might have just actually I do like the scrub wheel a lot. So actually, quite a lot of the time, I'll have sound and I really like it. But I like it even more when it does this. Well, I think that. So I'll actually spend quite a bit of time just doing a whole take of things like that. Like just going mad with it and recording that into Logic and then recording it back into Pro Tools and then choosing like 0.3 of a second's worth of something and then playing with that to make something like that. It's a lot of effort really. If I knew what I was doing, I could probably just go, right, I want to make this kind of sound. But I never know in advance, you see, so I can't just go, I want to make this type of sound and go and make it. I just go with whatever and see where it takes me.
Can we hear the whole track together?
You can indeed, yes. Yes. Just want to check there's no other interesting noises. No. Strings, no, that's pretty much it. And there's, oh, what's this? That's an example of spending hours and hours and hours probably in Logic making this beautiful patch and then actually just repeating one tiny little bit of it like that, and that just goes all the way through the track. That, in fact, I imagine that probably solved a lot of issues for me because I was probably thinking it's missing something, and then it was just that.
But it's not automated or anything. It's just doesn't grow or change on the effect. It just...
No, that pretty much just stays. Oh, it's got some rectify thing on it. Thing going on in it, which changes the sound quite a lot. It's quite nice, isn't it? I like that. What's this? Glassy. What does glassy do? one from this. Oh, it sounds like it's got a horrible high thing on it as well. There you go, a bit of Mondo mod. Lovely.
Do you use soft synths and things like that too? And when you do that, you just record them straight in, do you?
Yeah, I do use some. I have to go in there to remember what kinds of things I use. But again, I'm so like, because what happens is I finish my record and the last, like this one, and I feel like, okay, I've just about got the hang of what's actually in my computer, because I come off tour, and then I have to write the album, and then I have to build the studio, and there was actually no time to learn or get to grips with anything which I'd just bought. I bought all these like nice plugins because I thought, oh, I'll get to know that, and that sounds good, and I've read about that one. But actually, in reality, you end up just kind of really only scratching the surface of what they're capable of, because I don't spend days and days and days just exploring with them. I just kind of, the minute that I actually get to be in the studio, it has to just be it. It has to. There's not a lot of time to really explore. So I feel like I'm kind of learning at the same time as producing the record. But it leads to some kind of interesting, nice mistakes sometimes. And but yeah, I always feel like I'm kind of chasing something. Like I'm never really on top of everything. I don't really know the ins and outs of everything. It's frustrating because I'm like, if only I knew just how to just change that, little bit of this sound, or I need to try and figure out, like, navigate my way through this piece of software, and I just don't have time to do that, so I end up just not doing it or finding an alternative by doing it in audio.